Hello friends, today we're going to talk about renewing a residence permit through a company for the director of that company. People ask me about this all the time. I'm tired of giving the same answer almost every day, so I decided to record this video. So what you need to know is, when you got your first residence permit a year ago, you were given some document at the Ministry of Education. Submitting documents for notification to the Ministry of Education is a mandatory requirement for obtaining your initial residence permit. As a result, you receive some kind of document, which is different for everyone. It's either confirmation that the documents for notification have been submitted, or a decision on notification. How does all this work? The documents are submitted to the ministry. The ministry sends a request to your home country. If someone responds to this request, they issue a notification decision. If you didn't answer, then only confirmation, that is sub-confirmed. But there are ways to get a decision even if the Ministry of Education did not respond to your request. How to do this is described in detail in my comprehensive guide to immigration to Montenegro, which you can request from me on WhatsApp. I hope that a year ago you were prudent and requested this document before leaving your home country. Accordingly, you had this information. If you followed it, if you followed all the recommendations, then most likely you have a notification decision. If you haven't done it, then just confirm. What's the difference anyway? Which of these documents should you have? If you have a notification decision, it is valid indefinitely. You just make a copy for the extension and submit it. If you don't have a notification decision and only have the POTVRD, it is valid for a limited time, like a certificate of no criminal record. It is only valid for 6 months. It's the same with this confirmation document. You need to go to the Ministry of Education, submit a copy of the POTVRD you received from me a year ago, and then after some time, come back again to get a new POTVRD. If you are using our accounting services, I can basically handle this work for you and for free. But I want to make it clear right away that I won't go to the ministry specifically to get your new POTVRD again. It takes a whole day. You have to travel 120 kilometers one way and 120 kilometers back. If you think about this in advance and let me know, not like I need it tomorrow, but for example, I'll need it in a month. When I apply for a residence permit, then I'll say, no problem, bring me your old POTVR and I'll take care of it. When I go to Podgorica for my own business, I submit your document at the same time so they can process it. But if you're not using our services and are working with someone else, then it's not our responsibility. Or if you're in a hurry, your deadlines are tight, and you urgently need to apply for a residence permit, then if you didn't think about this in advance, you'll need to make a copy of the POTVRD and go to the Ministry of Education in Podgorica yourself. Processing period. Approximately, not always. Sometimes someone goes on vacation, someone gets sick, there are other events. But in most cases, this document is processed within a week. But, I emphasize, not always. Sometimes it takes longer. So, make sure to factor this into your plan for renewing your residence permit. The second thing you need to do is to arrange 2 documents at the tax office. The first is a certificate confirming that there are no tax debts, that all taxes have been paid, and all reports have been submitted. This certificate costs 10 euros. This is the official fee of the tax office. The second document is an extract, that is a statement from the central register, which is also issued by the tax office and costs 5 euros. How do you obtain these documents? It's quite simple. You need to pay the 2 fees from the company's account at least, exclusively from the company's account. I don't know how it works in other municipalities, but that's how it is with us. You can get the payment details where to pay from your accountant if you are using our services. Write to us and we will send you the payment details. Accordingly, you pay the 2 fees and bring the payment confirmation to your accountant. The accountant then fills out the application, attaches the payment confirmation, submits it to the tax office, and within a few days they issue the document. In some municipalities, for example in Podgorica, they require an additional document, also from the tax office, but a different one. It also states that there are no debts, but not company debts, specifically that there are no debts as a private individual. Why? I don't know. Essentially, both documents say pretty much the same thing, but that's just what they want. This document takes a bit longer to process. It takes about 10 days to be issued. So again, there are no problems at all. You just need to think about it a little in advance. So that's what needs to be done to prepare for submitting the documents. I'm not going to provide the full list required for submitting the documents right now because, firstly, everything else apart from what I've just mentioned can be done literally within half an hour at most. If there's a queue somewhere, maybe an hour. And secondly, how do you actually get the complete list of documents? There are two options. First, you go to the office that handles residence permit applications, ask them for the list of documents. They give it to you, and you go home and go through it. Second, you hire someone or someone else though, provide the residence permit extension service, and they'll prepare everything for you and oversee the process. Well, that's basically it. That's all from me. I hope this video was helpful. Good night, everyone.